Hey, welcome back there. This is going to be another episode of Rate My Base. We're going in and attacking eric0001, and he looks to have a high advanced level base here. Lots of skull towers and firebolt towers. We are attacking with my main account, Jason W. So we'll go take a look at the spells real quick again. Most likely be using the Sword Rain, which is level 7. And the Blade Storm and the Sonic Blast, level 4 and level 2. Oops. You can see it's 1967 damage. I'm going to try and work on leveling that up next as well to get it to level 8. And then troops, we have our Knights and Paladin maxed out. Cannon level 3, Pyromancer level 5, our Blaster and Mortar level 2. We'll take a look at the hero real quick. He's got some ice protection on, a very good armor here that gives it a lot of extra life. As you can see, the old one 3600, the new one 4500. That's the main reason I got this one, not because of the ice protection, but because it was about 1,000 more life, which is really nice. 1,000 more life makes a huge difference. Sword does extra normal damage for 36, not the greatest, but that's the only thing I found so far. And then we have some gloves that do extra fire damage here. We have the speed boost on our boots for 12.7%. Like I said, this is no way ideal items. This is just the ones that I found from the random granny shop down below. So I do want to find several different other items. Do want to find a weapon that has blunt or ice damage, and same thing with the gloves. So Eric, pull up his base here. 5 stars, which is impressive. Always envious when I see someone with 5 stars, so I still have yet to get my 5th star. Looking at the road, it's a very different road setup than I'm used to seeing. You see a lot more of these higher up, around like 33, 3200. They do the one singular road path. But this is a very interesting curve there, and then it's all solo. The reason you do it solo is so that you can't like double hit the barriers anywhere. And then not very often do you see spikes in the higher level gameplay, and I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it's because most people use like ranged troops, and then the spikes don't really slow down ranged troops at all. They just sit back and kill them, or they don't have much life. I haven't got a spike to level 12 yet, so I don't know what the stats are. But I would assume that they're decent, and especially against like Knights and Paladins. But the problem typically has been with the hero. The hero can kill them very fast, so that may be why that no one uses the spikes. We'll go ahead and see how quickly they die in this instance here. I was always a fan of spikes in the lower levels because you had to use Knights and you had to use Paladins, and they did a good amount of damage, and your hero couldn't kill them that quick in the lower levels. In the higher levels, it seems to be a lot different. I use one spike in my base to use as like a cannon bait, so the cannon sits there and fires on the spike. Other than that, I don't use any spikes in my base because I want to, I'd rather slow people down than do damage, and the barriers do have a lot of life. So the towers, he does have some firebolt towers, or a lot of firebolt towers, I should say. And there's no real like hidden path where he can put them. He can put them up here, and they'd be able to take the people that touch the curves up here, which there's probably going to be some firebolt towers there. And there might be a firebolt tower there. I don't know if that one will be able to touch down here, but either way, if it does, it won't really be that effective because these ones will already be burning and doing some damage. The Gargoyle Tower is an interesting choice because you have a lot of Firebolt Towers already, so you're not going to be needing more burn damage anywhere. And same thing with the Pyromancer. But we'll see how that works out. I like the troop setup. It looks like he has a good balance. He has a good amount of Paladins in there. A good variety with the Pyromancers, the mortar, the R blaster, and then some knights here and there. So good variety there. So we're gonna go in and attack with. I don't know what to really bring out in the beginning, because I want to see what his waves look like. So we'll probably bring out one Pyromancer at first just to kind of test the water, and then go as we go forward. Because it really depends. If we bring out a cannon, the cannons are going to sit back and attack this right here. So they're going to get stuck over here, and they're going to get attacked by any of the ranged troops. So cannons probably wouldn't be that effective. But after we come up in Bladestorm, we'll be able to take that out in one Bladestorm. And then we should be able to get over here. So hopefully the cannons will come out a little bit later. Not right in the beginning, but a few seconds afterwards. But we'll have to see exactly where his troops are and how much trouble we have in this section over here. So we're going to go ahead and attack. It's a nice 7 trophy victory for us if we can win this. Like I said, we're going to try and hold off a little bit in the beginning. Bring out one Pyromancer. Kind of like test the waters here. See what his troops are like. See what things are going to be. Okay, we'll bring out a couple more Pyromancers since we filled up our thing. And now we'll bring out a couple cannons. Hopefully that's enough time so that they won't be attacked by his next wave of troops. And I think we did an okay job on that timing. So it's really difficult because it's all timing. When you call out your troops matters a whole bunch. So I'm going to sit here and actually just kill this guy with the Bladestorm, and then I'm going to kill his next troops. Oh shit. I might die! Yeah, so unfortunately I died right there, so there goes my trophies and ambitions of winning. But yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to see much of his base, which is bad for the video. So his towers are leveled up some, which is good for him. They did more damage than I was anticipating. So you can see he lost a whole bunch of trophies there. Got through 27% of it, which is quite a bit already for just that little corner. Yeah. So go look at it again. So you see now that we lost to him, he's giving us 10 trophies instead of 7, and the loot is still low. So yeah, so when you lose to someone, like the amount of trophies that they give you will go up, and sometimes the amount of medals that they give you will go up. So I'm actually going to go and attack him again. I don't feel like we were able to actually judge the base that well. So we're going to go and do the same setup. And this is a very rare routine. I normally don't attack them twice because I know more about their base. I want to give a first impression. But that one I wasn't really able to get much of a first impression on the base. So I'm going to bring out a couple of those, a couple Pyromancers. And so we're going to take it just a little bit slower this time. And we're not rushing that much forward. And so unfortunately, now we're running into the issue of his ranged troops were able to come up there. So the hero needs to heal now. That corner right there was pretty deadly. You can tell we did they did a lot of damage to me. And that's what happened last time. I didn't notice how much damage that corner actually did. So the speed boost helped a little bit when you're casting like the Sonic Blast and the Bladestorm. It allows you to move quicker to get up to the other section. So we might again die right there again. Nope. Okay. We're hoping that the Pyromancers will take care of that. Yeah, they do. Their AI isn't the greatest. they don't always target the things you want them to target. So sometimes they'll just walk past those towers and just be like, oh, there's nothing there. I don't want to fight it. So I believe this time we should actually be able to beat the base. You have a good amount of time. I'm going to call it just a bunch of knights now because I don't know if the cannons will actually be able to get here in time since we have 40 seconds left. So it's all strictly knights now. You can see we didn't really bring out too many cannons in this fight. It was mainly pyromancers, and the reason is because pyromancers have such a high amount of life at level 5, and they can even go to level 6 and gain another 400 or 500 life. And they're resistant to so much of the fire damage and so much of the poison. So it's very hard for them to get killed, except for like arc blasters and archers. And with the sword rain, those guys die in one hit, so they don't take that much damage. So you see, that's how it should have gone the first time, but I rushed a little bit too far in his base, and I didn't notice the HP. And that's something it's hard to when you're streaming a video. But all in all, that's a very solid base, because you see it took me 2 times to defeat him. We did beat him with like 10 seconds the second time, but that's because I knew more about his base, and I knew what to bring out. You know, I knew how much damage his towers were going to do. So all in all, it's a very, very solid base. And so the cool thing is I could go back and get my 40 trophies again by attacking him 3 times to get my trophies back. Because I did when I lost to him, I lost 40 trophies. So it's nice that the game still gives me 9 trophies to get back from him if I wanted to attack again. So in here, the setup on the side, on the corner here, it worked out really, really well for him because it allowed these troops to take care of any of your reinforcements. So it kind of forced you to not bring out reinforcements right away and allow the troops to come over and to walk further down. But eventually they get caught up with the troops that are already here and the other stuff, and so they'll eventually attack. So it's a good setup with that road. The only thing that you may want to do is you may want to extend it just a little bit, actually. You may want to, like, take... I don't know if you'd be able to take any of the road out and extend it, but, like, put 2 more roads here, make a curve there, and then so that it extends it by 2, and then you have more room for the ranged troops to attack, and you have a further distance to go. That may work out, but that's the only suggestion that I really see there. Otherwise, the troop selection is good. The towers are good. The gargoyle tower didn't do too much in that spot. I think that was the only one there. And the reason it didn't do too much is because you already have firebolt towers in that area. And so a gargoyle tower is only going to do the little base damage that it does, like 40 or 50 points of damage. It does the fire burning damage, but it can't double burn. So you should put a snake tower there, and the poison damage will add on top of the fire damage and will do a lot more damage there. Even though you do have mortars already, but instead of doing a gargoyle tower, or you could even do a water tower there to slow people down so then they wouldn't be able to attack as much. Water towers do get, I don't know if they get strong HP wise or anything, but their effect of slowing people down is really, really important because you're fighting against the clock most of the time. So first I would do a snake tower there because they do damage and they're going to kill your hero. But if anything, you could try the water tower there as well, and so that may work out. The spikes did do a good job. They died fairly quickly, but they did do a lot of damage to the hero. I wasn't able to see how much damage the spikes actually did, but yeah, the hero was standing on them for several seconds, and they did take some damage there. So, you know, I don't know how strong the spikes are because I haven't leveled them up past level. I think it's 6, maybe 8, or maybe 9, I should say. Let me see. So yeah, I have a level 8 spikes, and so it does 135 damage right now. So at level 9, it does 150. And they're not too expensive to upgrade. They don't have that much life. But you can see that damage will definitely add up over time on the hero. And that's why I almost died in that little corner. So all in all, that was a great base there. I'll give that a 9 out of 10 rating. Like I said, just the standard of upgrading things here and there. But the road worked out really well.